Hello. Good evening. Sorry, for the late stream. I meant to stream earlier, but now I got distracted. I was looking at YouTube, and apparently there's this game called Teacher's Pet. And, immediately I needed to play this. So, we're here playing a Teacher's Pet. So, be aware, this is adult-only stream. Adults only. Well, my streams are always adult-only, but it is like adult. So, if there's stuff and things happening, I will turn it off, the screen for you. Or maybe I'll leave it on. I don't know. It depends how graphic it is. There is a slight delay, so maybe if I'm fast enough, I can hit the BRB screen, but we'll see. So, how is everyone? It's yeah, I'm excited to play this. And if you can hear the music's really good. I'm like, wait, what? What? Let's go play visual. What's my skin color? I guess I'll do this middle one. Your POV. Teacher Yaga, or should I say Principal Yaga. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? Oh, by the way, this is a visual novel. But, some scenes aren't animated. Congratulations on the promotion, by the way. Hi, Frank. Misama Yaga steps into your clan's traditional house, his imposing figure casting long shadows on the tatami mats. He moves with the purposeful stride of someone accustomed to command, his eyes scanning the room with a mix of curiosity and respect. Thank you. Congratulations on being head of the clan. You nod and motion to the seat in front of you. He joins you at the low wooden table, his posture stiff. One of your attendants began to pour tea, the fragrant steam curling into the air. The others stand by a corner, ready for your orders. You're a difficult person to find now. Good. You take a sip of your tea while Yaga eyes bore into you. A tense silence stretches. He then takes a deep breath. I want you to mentor Gojo Satoru. Your hand stops mid-air. The room falls silent again as the attendant's eyes widen, darting nervously between you and the principal. You wave a hand dismissively. Oh wait, I probably should turn it off, huh? I forgot to remove it. My bad. Here, let me take that off. There we go. Leave us. The attendants bow deeply before scurrying out of the room. You turn your gaze back to the principal, your expression hardening. He puts his hands up. Before you refuse, please hear me out. I told you before, I'm not going back. The curses are getting stronger. The 5th-year teacher responsible for curse technique training was killed last Friday during a mission. The principal's face remained impassive as he delivers the news. That's what you had always hated about the Jujutsu world. They're all desensitized to death. You incline your head slightly, acknowledging the loss. My condolences, but as the head of this clan, I also have my responsibilities here. Find someone else. There's no one else. You're the only one that can teach him what he needs. Powerful, none of us can help him improve. You sigh. It would be a lie to say you aren't curious about the strongest sorcerer of this generation. You heard the stories about his incredible feats and unparalleled power. But as impressive as they are, they're not enough to make you leave the life you built here. And how would that benefit me? The school would pay you well. I have enough money. You simply wish to be left in peace. Focus on the clan's growth, train your people, and tend to the garden. Your hands are already full with managing the daily affairs and evading the persistent advances of the Zenin clan. As if of reading your mind, the principal continues. The Zenin clan has been bothering you again, hasn't it? You know they won't stop. They want the 10 Shadows technique to stay within their ranks. The Gojo clan said they'll offer their support if you accept. That piques your interest. The mighty Gojo clan never wants anything to do with less powerful families like yours. Having a good relationship with one of the big 3 would be very beneficial to your people. They want Gojo to be the best he can be, the higher ups as well. You chuckle as you sip your tea, so that he can be a better weapon for them. And you, what's your interest in all this? He seems taken aback by the question, his large hands cradling the teacup gently. I just want him to find his way. And why do you think I'm the right person for that? I left the Jujutsu world. I'm not a traditionalist, and my teaching methods are far from orthodox. I wouldn't be the best influence. Take the risks. I take the risk. Let's say, Gojo POV. Gojo looks around the empty classroom. It's only him and Shoko left. His gaze stops at the place where Suguro used to sit. It has been 3 years now since he... His chest tightens for a moment, but he pushes the emotion away, burying it deep within alongside so many others. It's almost second nature now, this numbling of feelings. He leans back on the chair, balancing effortlessly on the 2 back legs, and lets out a groan. She's taking forever. Wait, do you know who the new teacher is? Gojo had heard some rumors, especially about how Principal Yaga went far away to recruit her on the higher-ups' behalf. Oh my god, look at Gojo. He's so hot, man. He's so hot. Not really. Probably someone weak. I won't learn anything new anyway. The new teacher will probably try to control him like all the others. He'll just ignore her and train by himself. Suddenly, the hairs on the back of his neck rise. He straightens the chair's legs stuck to the ground. His senses sharpen as a massive amount of cursed energy approaches. He exchanges a glance with Shoko, who looks surprised, but not nearly as alarmed as he is. Of course she wouldn't be. First, because she's Shoko. And second, only his 6 eyes can sense the true magnitude of the approaching cursed energy. It's almost on his level. The door slides open with a gentle thud, and a woman steps into the room. Gojo's heart skips a beat as the room seems to vibrate with her presence. She's younger than he had pictured their new teacher. Good morning, class. Her voice is calm and assertive, but with a slight sharpness, hitting at suppressed tension. Gojo barely catches her name while she introduces herself. His senses overwhelmed by the powerful aura she carries. I'll be your teacher this year. Nice to meet you. And she possesses such significant cursed energy. Perhaps this year won't be so bad. Gojo quickly reins himself in, suppressing the flicker of hope that starts to swell in his chest and pushes it down. Emotions are dangerous enough. Emotion concerning someone else are even worse. Principal Yaga has briefed me on your curse techniques and energy levels. However, I like to see it myself so I can have a better understanding of how I can help you in your final year. Let's go to the training grounds. Follow me, please. He lets Shoko walk ahead with the new teacher, deliberately trailing behind. At least she hasn't immediately tried to cozy up to him under the guise of familiarity, aiming to manipulate him later, a tactic far too many attempted over his years at Jujutsu High. Maybe. He shakes his head, emptying his mind before he can even form another thought. Your POV. Your eyes pursues the training grounds. It hasn't been long since you were here for your own training, yet it feels like a lifetime ago. You can't afford to get too lost in the memories now. You need to focus. Being overly formal isn't your strong suit, but it's expected of a teacher at Jujutsu High. Yaga mentioned that the higher-ups agreed to have you here, but you need to maintain at least a semblance of formality to avoid trouble and keep the school's reputation intact. Those old farts, if it wasn't for the deal with the Gojo family, you wouldn't even be here. Gojo leans in, invading your personal space. You can clearly see his blue eyes behind his dark glasses from this close. It's like there are small galaxies swirling inside him. Are you a special grade sorcerer? What's your curse technique? From this proximity, his cursed energy feels almost overpowering. Yet instead of stepping back, you lean in closer, catching the slight widening of his eyes in surprise as your energies collide and press against each other. I'll show you in a second. You step back and make a signal with your hands. Domain expansion! Veil of shadows. Gojo's Shoko eyes widen as shadow expand from your feet, enveloping everything around you in a large black dome. Relax, this is a non-lethal domain. Kage Hane? A giant peacock materializes from your shadow, its magnificent form shimmering into existence. As it unfurls its iridescent back feathers, the shadows around you shimmer and dissolve, transforming the dome into a vast, expansive training ground. The vibrant colors of the peacock's feathers reflect in your students' eyes, signaling that the Shikigami's power is now in full effect. You have the 10 Shadows technique. Are you a Zenin? The mention of that surname makes you want to spit on the ground. No, my mom left the clan before having me. Before he can ask any personal questions, you motion to the peacock by your side. This is Kagehane. It imposes an illusion on my domain. Whatever happens there will not happen in real life, but you will feel everything as if it were real. So, you can use as much of your power as you like. The outside world won't be affected. Even if you destroy my Shikigami, kill me, or get killed in this state, we won't die. But you'll improve mentally and develop muscle memory as a result. Gojo's eyes sparkle with excitement. It's a perfect training ground. Now, I'm going to separate you into 2 groups. Eerie Principal Yaga told me your specialty is healing with reverse curse technique. So, I'll test you how much you can do and how fast. Please follow my clone. I can assure you, she's just as competent as me. Shoko blinks as another you appears by her side from her shadow, smiling. She follows your clone to another part of the domain. Gojo's voice carries an edge of impatience, as though irritated he isn't the center of attention. You can't quite tell if he's joking. Regardless, it's somewhat hard to reconcile that this 20-year-old, who could easily pass for a fashion model, is reputed to be the strongest sorcerer of his generation. As for you, Gojo, I want you to show me everything you got. You do know I'm the strongest, right? Can your domain handle it? Ah, there it is. The arrogance you heard so much about. Why don't you try me? Your focus and your other Shikagamis rise from the ground, taking form with a fluid grace. With the illusion already in effect, there's no need for hand signs. Some of these Shikigami are unique amalgamations, the result of mergers with others you lost during perilous mission at Jujutsu High and in your brief career as a sorcerer. Gojo's eyes fix on the large white dog by your side, the result of one of those merges. Where's the other dog? You guys start with 2, right? Your eyebrows raise in surprise. He knows his stuff. The black one was killed accidentally by the Zenin clan when they tried to kidnap me as a child. They didn't try again. Oh. Enough talking. Let's start. You send all your Shikigami at him once. Seamlessly, you create a clone of yourself while you slip into the shadows with Kagehane. You emerge from the top of a cliff and analyze Gojo's movement as he fights. The Shikigami can't hit him due to its infinity, and Gojo dismantles them one by one. As you imagine, he already has formidable strength. But he's still holding back. He's not feeling threatened enough to go all out. You'll have to shake things up. In a real fight, you need a cursed tool or a Shikigami that could disrupt his infinity. But you're in your domain. And here, whatever you say is law. You appear right behind Gojo and whisper, "You're still holding back." I don't know if I should try to act these out. I kind of want to. You're still holding back. When he turns around, you slip into the shadows and reappear in front of him. Yeah, might as well. Okay. Your clone dissolves. Okay, I'll try a little bit of voice acting. Your clone dissolves to the ground while the Shikigami all back again circle you both, waiting for your command. Gojo shrugs, a smug smile on his lips. What can I say? I'm a gentleman at heart. I can't bear to hurt you, even in an illusion. You hum dumbly, contemplating his smug demeanor. This is a game to him. He probably believes there's nothing you could teach him. I lost count how many times I died in this domain while training. It's not a pleasant experience. Gojo narrows his eye at the low tone of your voice, his gaze sharpening as he watches you intently. So, I suggest you use your full power if you don't want to experience it firsthand. His laugh rings out, full of a conceited arrogance. You and your Shikigami can't even touch me, teacher. Can I try? Sure. He raises his hand. You try not to smile as you walk forward. You can feel your proper and professional teacher facade slipping. You and your Kagehane are connected by your mind, so you only have to think a request for it to reshape the illusion in any way you want. You reach out and intertwine your fingers with his. His eyes widen as your skins brush against each other. Ooh! What? You don't have infinity anymore. He tries to pull his hand back, but you hold tightly, sinking your nails into his skin and smile wide. The white dog appears behind him and tears a deep gash through his torso, likely hitting some vital organs. He chokes and jumps back, clutching his side. He glares at you, his expression shifting from surprise, confusion, anger, and even a bit of awe. You watch as his blood drips to the ground. Now, heal yourself with reverse curse technique. Gojo grits his teeth. You cheated. Maybe, but you'll learn from it and be able to use this ability better when you really need it. He groans into pain, still not obeying. You sigh. Seems like he doesn't like following orders. If he refuses to improve due to his ego, this whole mentorship will be a disaster. Look, I know you probably think no one can teach you anything because you're the strongest. Now, do you want to be right or do you want to improve? It doesn't matter to me anyways. The choice is yours. He stares at you for a long moment before his lips twitch in a pained smile, his eyebrows furrowed as he focuses. Bit by bit, his body regenerates. It's slow, but it's progress. You smile wildly when he finally completes it. You feel the same sense of pride you got when the people from your clan master a new ability you taught them. Gojo is breathing hard, his face flushed as he's about to puke. Good job. Your Shikigami begins to close the circle around him. Now, let's start again. You can have your infinity back, but I'll turn it off randomly or disrupt it, so you better pay attention. He chuckles and takes off his glasses. His eyes shine, and for a brief second, it feels like time stops. Bring it on, teacher. The fight begins anew. Gojo now has to use his abilities to the fullest, and you're in awe of how much power he actually wields. Your movements are a blur as you dodge, parry, and strike. Shadows twist and rife around you. Your Shikigami moving with deadly precision. Gojo retaliates with his curse technique, turning the training ground into a chaotic dance of light and shadow, each of you pushing the other to new heights. Is that all you got? Fine, you asked for it. He speaks an incantation, and suddenly a blinding purple light floods the area. Your body tingles with the surge of energy, and you barely dodge the attack. In one move, it's just like your head. The ground where you stood moments before is scorched and cracked. Your skin is red, burned. You laugh, exhilarated as you heal yourself. That's more like it. The battle rages on, leaving you both breathless. Despite the exhaustion, you find yourself grinning. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice Gojo's grin as well. The challenge is clearly bringing him much joy, as it is you. If the higher-ups saw this interaction, they probably chastise you for not behaving like a proper teacher, but you couldn't care less. They knew exactly what they were getting when they brought you on board. It has been ages since you had a fight this exhilarating. This job might actually be fun. The Peacock Shikigami makes a sound, causing the teacher to stop in her full tracks. Gojo nearly crashes into her with full force. Ah, class is over. She almost sounds disappointed. He recognizes a similar twinge of disappointment swirling within himself. The domain dispiciates, melting back into shadows from which it came. The late afternoon with sun spills over him, making him squint against the sudden brightness. Hours have slipped by unnoticed. Shoko remains in the same spot where the teacher first cast the domain. She looked around, her hands stretched as if she was healing someone. That's trippy! Gojo put his glasses back on. His gaze distant. He feels strange. An unusual warmth courses through his entire body. What is this sensation? It's almost reminiscent of the euphoric high he experienced when he fought Toji Zenin and truly understood how curse energy works. But there's something else. How can you do this for so long? Like I said, this is a non-lethal domain. It costs little curse energy. Thank you for your hard work today. I look forward to working with you on this year. Let's do our best. She does a slight bow, her demeanor returning to a more formal tone. Gojo bows back automatically, but his mind is a whirlwind of emotions. His thoughts race from memories of Suguru to Riko to all the others they lost. The haunting sense of isolation bears down on him. What did she do to him? All the emotion he usually keeps buried are bubbling to the surface, clawing to break free. and one of them is starting to become more prominent now. The more he looks at her, it makes his body heat up to the point of boiling. Do you have any questions? Shoko shakes her head. Gojo remains impassive, his eyes glued to the teacher. Like a broken cassette, his mind keeps replaying the exact moment when her hand brushed against his. Ooh! When was the last time someone touched him like that? And why does it seem so important now? Gojo, you okay? He flinches at her words, snapping back to reality. Someone has a crush. Someone has a crush. Yeah, cool. Totally cool. Alright. I'll see you tomorrow then. Gojo stares as she walks away. Thankfully, he's wearing dark glasses so no one can see where his eyes are lingering. Ooh. He licks his lips dry. Staying in her domain for so long messed him up. That has to be it. You might want to go somewhere and take care of that. He looks at her. She points at his pants while grabbing a cigarette. It's pretty obvious. I don't know how the teacher didn't see. Gojo quickly puts a hand over his crotch, feeling a rush of embarrassment and annoyance. Gojo, why were you looking there, you pervert? You were acting weird, so I searched your body for anything amiss and saw it. She takes a drag from her cigarette and smiles as she exhales, the smoke curling in the air. You're lucky the teacher didn't see it. That thing's been waving hello for a while. It's just a physical reaction. I'm not into her. She chuckles, clearly amused. If you say so. He rolls his eye. It is just a physical reaction, likely from all the energy he expended. It won't happen again. It's not like this experience will completely change his mental and emotional state or anything. He glances at the new teacher again. Not at all. You're still staring. I'm not. Oh god. You storm toward the training grounds, your mood darkening with each step. You've just been chastised by the higher-ups for being over-familiar with Gojo and Eri. It seems someone must have reported your casual demeanor. Damn snitches. Barely awakened to your training role and trouble has already found you. Fantastic. This is exactly why I left. These old fuckers and their archaic rules. You hate them too? His voice halts in your tracks. You turn to find Gojo casually leaning against a wall. A presence you hadn't noticed before. And how did he manage to hear what you mutter under your breath? It's alright, I won't tell. His face is slightly flushed, perhaps a lingering effect of today's rigorous training. Ever since that first class, Gojo has kept his distance, disappearing immediately after sessions to who knows where. While you would like to discuss his daily performance as you do with Eri, you respect his need for space. He primarily goes to enhance his skills, and despite his aloofness, he's been approving. I have an idea for training. He pauses, eyeing you, as if you read your willingness to listen. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm a bit thirsty. Whew, it's kind of hot in here. I might need to turn the fan on. You offer him an encouraging smile. I'm all ears. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you for that. I need more water now. A visible change washes over him. His demeanor lightens, and a playful grin spreads across his face. And you're not from around here, right? I found a new candy shop recently. They have a lot of different candies, traditional ones too. His ongoing ramble, like a dam unleashed, brings a shift in the atmosphere. There's a subtle change in your mentor-student relationship. Ironically, something that might just make you appreciate the higher-ups. Just a little. So, when you want to teleport long distances, it's the same principle of movement. You should feel your cursed energy at the top of your stomach, pulling you forward. Gojo stares at you for a long moment. Huh? You stifle a sigh, having explained this 3 times already. Gojo's been unusually absent-minded lately, and you can't help but wonder if the number of missions he's undertaken is taking a toll on him. He pokes at his stomach, his expression puzzled. Where? I don't get it. You walk up to him, and he instinctively straightens, pushing his shoulders back and standing taller. Can I? Yes. I didn't even finish my question. You touch his stomach gently, feeling the warmth of his skin beneath your fingers. Right here. He stares at you, his gaze intense and unwavering. You tilt your head, meeting his eyes. Do you understand now? Gojo's voice is breathing. Gojo's voice is breathy when he answers. Yeah. Good. Try again. You leave him and make your way over to check on Shoko. A few more weeks have passed since you started teaching the two. The Gojo clan has upheld their promise, providing support to your clan while you're away and ensuring the Zenin clan doesn't attempt any tricks. You should already be devising business strategies to present to them, but to your surprise, your role as a teacher has consumed most of your time. Initially, you thought coming back to the Jujutsu world would be a pain in the ass, but Gojo and Eri have proven to be exceptional students. You finally find yourself enjoying the challenge of devising varied training sessions for them and the drill of watching them improve day by day. How are you doing, Eri? You ask, watching as she wipes a hand over her sweaty forehead. A wounded person lies in front of her. Even though you know they're not real, you try not to look at them much, the illusion too instantly. I'm fine, teacher. You don't need to worry about me. Your puppy needs your attention. Oh my gosh, you call him puppy! You call him puppy! You grimace at her teasing tone. She isn't the only one who observed the recent bond forming between you and Gojo. In the teacher's office, and some staff had approached you to ask how you managed to make Gojo such a teacher's pet.
You crying?
But you haven't done anything special. You treat him like the same as you do students in your clan. All you know is that something changed after you were scolded by the higher-ups. Perhaps Gojo senses a kinship with you, recognizing a shared disdain for the higher-ups' scrutiny. Since then, he started to reach out. He still vanishes after class, but now he returns to bombard you with questions, propose new training ideas, or just chat. Sometimes, it seems like he doesn't realize what he's doing. He just shows up and starts talking, unable to stop himself. As his mentor, you listen and occasionally you join in, both of you venting about the Jujutsu world's absurd, outdated traditions. He's not my puppy. A kitten, then. Teacher! Wait. Teacher, I did it. Gojo's voice cuts through your thoughts as he runs towards you, his face alight with excitement. If you had a tail, it'd definitely be wagging right now. Shoko gives you a knowing look, one eyebrow raised in amusement. She wins this time. Can I show you? Go ahead. Before you can react, Gojo wraps an arm around your waist. You stiffen in surprise, not expecting this level of physical contact. He teleports and you cling to him as a reflex, your arms instinctively wrapping around his torso. The sensation of teleportation is strange. Disorienting, you blink and look around, finding yourself on the other side of the domain. He actually did it. Then he does it again and again, each time you find yourself clinging tighter as your vision swirls. He finally stops at the top of a cliff. See? Wait. See? I nailed it. Tell me I'm not the greatest student that you ever had. He turns to you, a triumphant smile lighting up his flushed face from the exertion. You blink slowly, adjusting to a sudden stillness. I think your voice trails off as you realize how close his face is to yours. For a fleeting moment, time seems to stand still. You become intensely aware of the firmness of his muscles beneath his uniform, the warmth from his body seeping through the fabric, enveloping you in his embrace. Even during all your training together, you had never had this much skin contact with him. I'm so fucking giddy right now, yo. Holy shit. Oh my god. uh, yeah. His expression changes as he seems to realize this as well. A faint blush appears on his cheeks. You clear your throat and step away from him. Congrats, Gojo. Congrats, Gojo. You're progressing super fast. I'm proud. Of course. Of course. Who do you take me for? You roll your eyes, a smile tugging your lips. Even his arrogance has a certain charm that's starting to grow on you. He scratches the back of his neck, a rare shy grin spreading across his face. But thanks. It's all because of you, teacher. It takes me much longer to master this by myself. Your face heats up and you can sense a tangible shift in the atmosphere. This time, there's a new tension, an almost palpable electricity that drums through the air. It's as if you're seeing Gojo in high definition for the first time, suddenly hyper aware of his presence in a way you hadn't been before. You don't know what to do with this new perspective, or perception, you have of him, so you blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. I bet I could get back to Eri first. I love it! Because I was awkward as possible too. Gojo's grin returns, mischievous and challenging. You're on. I hope you're ready to lose. Calling upon Kagehana, you create a series of obstacles in front of him. With a playful salute, you slip into a shadow. See you. Hey, no fair. Where's the referee when you need one? Inside the comforting darkness, you place a hand over your heart, feeling it pound rapidly against your chest. Fuck. Fuck. That's how I feel too. Summer arrives. The air is thick with humidity, and the cicadas sing their relentless chorus from the trees. The oppressive heat creates a shimmering haze that distorts the distant horizon. Eri has different classes today to prepare for med school, leaving only you and Gojo for today's training. You stop by a vending machine, seeking refuge from the relentless heat. Gojo waits nearby, tugging at his uniform, sweat glistening on his skin and making his white hair stick to the nape of his neck. For once, he didn't vanish right after class. You pry your gaze away, focusing on a selection of drinks. Ever since the day he mastered teleportation, you found yourself increasingly aware of him. You always knew he was handsome, but now everything he does seems to heighten his attractiveness, drawing your eyes to him almost magnetically. It's always worse after training, as if the energy you expend awakens a primal hunger within you. A burning desire that drums through your veins, making you acutely aware of every moment, every glance. It's a craving that wants him, almost needs him, with an intensity that's almost impossible to hide. You select a can of melon soda and hand it to him. Eh? Just one? How stingy. I worked hard today. You flick his forehead playfully, your finger connecting with his skin. Most of the time, when you're not training, he allows you to pass through his infinity. Be grateful, you brat. Thank you. My favorite, amazing, gorgeous teacher. He bats his eyelashes at you, making you grin wide. That's better. You're about to open your can when Gojo stops you. Ah, let me. Wait. He opens the can using his powers, and the liquid bursts forth. Instinctively, you shut your eyes, bracing for the splash. But nothing happens. You cautiously open your eyes to find the liquid dripping down, an invisible barrier encircling not just him, but both of you. The liquid then reversed, flowing neatly back into the can. Gojo hands the can back to you with a triumphant grin. Don't worry, teacher. Nothing will get you while I'm around. You let out a relieved breath and shake your head, a smile still lingering on your lips. It always does that when you're near him. Show off. Thanks, Gojo. He leans in closer to whisper, sending a flutter to your stomach. You should call me Satoru, teacher. We're already close enough, don't you think? You let out a soft chuckle, the tension mingling with amusement. The higher-ups would have my head if they heard that. You know their rules. Technically, I shouldn't even be here sharing this moment with you. They don't need to know. And risk my job? Do you really want that on your conscience? He leans back and huffs dramatically, but doesn't press the matter. Honestly, calling him by his first name might make things a bit too cozy and cross some lines. That could definitely get you fired, and you're not even sure how Gojo would take it. He probably just sees you as his teacher, nothing more. And given his attractiveness and the way people seem to be drawn to him, it's difficult to picture him as single. You stand near each other, leaning against the wall, watching the training grounds as another class arrives, ready to start their own session. Barely a minute passes before Gojo starts talking again. Teacher, I've been thinking. You smile as you sip from your drink. Here we go. He's always so talking about after training. You can't help but wonder if the exertion affects him the same way as it affects you. But instead of this searing need that courses through your veins, it prompts him to open up and share his thoughts. The two of us could completely change the Jujutsu world. How? Well, I don't know yet, but I know we can do it. You laugh softly at his naivety, the sound carrying a mix of amusement and sadness. It takes much more than two of us, Gojo. This world is deeply corrupted. That's why you left. There's no future here other than death. The thought hangs on the tip of your tongue, but you hold it back. Voicing it would make you seem like a hypocrite. You think that way, yet here you are, trading him and Eri to be potentially used as weapons. Why? Why not? You push the unsettling thought away, deciding you can have a moral crisis another time. For now, there's work to be done, and Gojo's enthusiasm, however naive, is a beacon of hope you're reluctant to dim. And why did you decide to come back? For you. His eyes whiten behind his sunglasses, surprise and something else flickering in their depths. You realize how that must have sounded. Fuck. You quickly continue, trying to cover the slip. Principal Yaga asked me to come. I thought you'd be a pain in the ass. I mean, you are most of the time. Hey! But you're fun! I'm learning with you as well. I'll be a better teacher when I go back home. He falls silent and the chorus of cicadas fills the space between you. His expression turns thoughtful, almost vulnerable. If I find a way to change the Jujutsu world, would you stay? Will you join me? Oh, sorry. It's hard to switch voices. And then I just use my normal voice. That's impossible. But will you? His voice is earnest, eyes shining with hope and determination. You don't want to be the one to crush his spirit, to wipe away that look of pure belief. Sure. Even if it goes against the higher-ups. You sigh, the weight of his expectations pressing down on you. It'll be hard to deal with his disappointment when you eventually go back to your clan, hidden from everything and everyone. Yes. He beams at you, his face lighting up with joy. Your heart skips a beat. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing? Gojo, can I have a moment? You both turn and see a girl, probably a first-year student, standing nervously nearby. She's blushing furiously, her cheeks a deep crimson, while she clutches a letter to her chest. Her friends are lingering a short distance away, watching her with eager anticipation. This is girl. The truth is, I always liked you for a long time. She steps forward, extending the letter toward Gojo. He takes it, his face impassive as he examines it. Please go out with me! Gojo smiles, a polite but distant expression. I really appreciate this, but I have a lot going on right now, and I can't give anyone the kind of attention they deserve. The girl's eyes fill with tears, and she nods, her voice trembling. I know you understand. Thank you for listening. She turns and walks back to her friends, her head hung low. Her friends gather around her, offering comforting pats on the back and murmuring words of encouragement, praising her bravery for trying. Poor thing. Gojo shrugs and slips the letter into his pocket, as if this kind of confession is just another part of his daily routine. Oh my, look at the dude. I can see why, yo. I can see. So, like we were saying, you're gonna rebel against the higher-ups with me, right? He groaned inwardly. It sounds really bad when he phrases it like that, but his enthusiasm and idealism are hard to resist. Dreaming of a better world doesn't hurt, especially when it lights up his eyes like that. Fine, but if you tell the principal about this, I'm gonna trap you in my domain forever. He grins, leaning closer, his voice dropping to a playful whisper. Okay, whisper. You can trap me anytime, teacher. His eyes widen in surprise. Oh shit. You didn't mean to say it like that, with such a low, suggestive tone. It was supposed to sound like a joke. I have to go. Gojo, wait! But he's already gone, disappearing before you can say anything more. Frustration bubbles up inside you, and you drill the can into the trash with force, cursing under your breath. Now you've done it. You overstepped your boundaries and made your student uncomfortable. What's wrong with you? You never blow out into windows like that. Has isolating yourself and your clan for so long clouded your judgment? Wait, what? What? Being attracted to him is one thing, but saying things like that is a whole different story. You sigh, passing a hand over your face. Maybe leaving the clan to teach was a mistake. You need to apologize right now. We're gonna say sorry. You search for Gojo all over school, but he's nowhere to be found. In a final attempt, you head to his room, each step echoing your pounding heart. Just as your hand is poised to knock on his door, you hear him whisper your name from inside. Oh, what? Gojo? No! Oh my god! No one saw that! I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward. I didn't know that was gonna happen! Oh my god! Y'all didn't say nothing. I'll just read out loud what happened. Okay. Yeah. I will be right back. BRB real quick.